Yes.
Look how many stupid people have come out on a Friday. These are my people.
The immortal words of Frank Sinatra. How do all these people get in my room?
I say that every night. Anyway, how lovely. Thank you for having us. No worries.
When did we start serving the canapes? Thank you for having us. When's the food start?
Yeah.
What kind of food would you want if it was a catered affair?
Well, anything but food pellets. Any of those.
Your belly's full with that.
Yes.
We're always so grateful that you folks choose to lower your entertainment standards for Maurice. Very kind of you.
Yes.
Anytime.
Thank you. It's so nice that you're consistently lowering your standards. Very smart. Good for you. You know what? Know your place. I haven't learned that.
Whatever your expectations are, then that means they'll always be met.
Everything is
More easy.
That's right. That's right.
Speaking of IQs, you were talking about smarts. Who do you really think is the genius and the crazy behind Pinkie and the brain? Because really in the theme song it never actually says
It says
which
one
is which.
genius.
And the others are the same. So what do you
My
feel?
standard answer to that is that that is why they call it a theory.
Well,
But there's a case to be made for both scenarios. But he cannot build a nuclear defibrillator with things found around the home.
I can't raise my house.
And yet, there's also, I tend to think at times the brain is the insane one, because it's insane to be a 2-inch tall lab mouse and think you can take over the world. So they could both be geniuses, because we've seen Pinkie levitate things with his mind and not even know that that's power.
No.
How would you do that?
I don't know, it just feels good.
And yet he's also, he's also got the insanity of helping the brain. But I think more comes from love than anything else.
It does. That it really is. And Maurice has coined this years ago, and it's true. It's a love story. These guys really do love each other. And you may, in fact, ask in a Beach of the Bunch, our mutual favorite episode is the Christmas episode.
Yes.
Specifically because that's exactly what that relationship is shown to be in that particular episode. Because Pinkie's losing his mind that Brain will not send that stupid letter to Santa Claus. And then when Brain reads the letter, he's a mess. And
It became a gif, a meme. Brain in tears reading Pinkie's letter.
Yes. And we beat the hell out of the Simpsons for the Emmy that year.
What a great Christmas day. I would say too, insanity and genius, definitely there is that fine line between the two, right? Yeah, they
Rise the same, the same razors.
Yeah.
Find both usually in the case. So, and our show creator, Tom Rupert, a genius and insane.
But that's where creativity, I think, comes from. Is at that little bit of insanity.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a big stretch to find that people who are in the creative endeavors are almost by nature a little bit tweaked, And they really are. And Mo and I work with people. It's really interesting because we work with people who are brilliantly talented, and we've always thought of like certain folks in Hollywood we've known forever as well. He or she, they're just a little eccentric. Now we understand that they're somewhere on the autism spectrum. And what I love about that is the actors about who I'm referencing have no problem telling me, and that makes me so happy because of the number of kids on the spectrum who may feel as though they're less than, or they get looked at sideways, unless they're coming to a con, which is the genius of this whole experience, is how it's utterly inclusive. But it's really neat to see people who are super creative saying, yeah, I always have a little trouble, relating to people. Turns out I have Asperger's. And then you find other people who say, oh my God, I'm gonna have my daughter watch this. She's a brilliant artist, and now they're working. So I love all of this. This is great.
I can't tell you, there's been so many times where people have come up to our tables and said, how much is that? No. Really, you want $50?
Yeah. He's Canadian, so everything is 50 Canadian.
They come up to our tables and we've heard stories of people saying that, you know, the parents will say, my son was non-verbal until he started watching Animaniacs, and then he just couldn't stop talking about Animaniacs, but up until the age of 5, he just didn't say a word. Things like that happen, and there's something very, very special that happens between people who are neurodivergent and animation. Not all neurodivergent people, but there's a connection made, and it's indelible. It's just it stays, and we're honored by that.
Oh, it's such a privilege to be in a position where you leave an event and you met a young woman or a parent or whose their words, oh my God, Pinkie the Brain changed my child's life. How on earth do you wrap your head around that? And to be able to leave and go, oh my God, I'll never forget this young man and this young woman.
Yeah.
It's just to be involved with the whole con experience is really spectacular.
It's such an eclectic group of people, and that's why I love coming to con, because this one commonality brings all of these people together. You don't ever hear people arguing. In any con I've ever been to, I've never heard anybody argue. Usually people are sharing ideas, they're making friendships, and they're building these bonds, and then they go to a different state, and they're still friends with that person, and they meet up at a different common bond.
I mean, how many people here make plans to meet up with people you saw last year or at another con?
Or talk to online.
Or just talk to online. How many people have done that?
Lots of
Yeah, exactly. See, I'm seeing all the Rays fans. I know you don't have to go clap that.
You made a really great point. I'm a sports nut, and I go to hockey games all the time. Inevitably, the guy wearing the wrong jersey has a couple of drinks, and somebody takes a swing at her, and they're thrown out. People walk around this joint with weapons. And nobody. Luke is here this weekend. I have never, I don't know, have 100 conventions maybe over the years? I have never heard of anyone being asked to leave because they're too drunk or violent. Ever. It's
the only fight I saw break out in one was one time. Somebody said, Return of the Jedi was the best one.
Most make sure that they're not allowed in any convention ever.
You're right, but there still wouldn't be raised volume. It would be like, let me pull out my Rolodex of information on why this is better. I wouldn't even, that is so cool to me that people can just share and exchange ideas. I feel like even just in, I did drama growing up, and being backstage and being with everybody who's building the sets and who are the performers, we were all the weirdos of the school. And it was like, this is where we belong. Here together. And it did make you feel like you had a little group and you weren't an outcast. Because even though you were different from other people, you all shared something.
Exactly. There are people who come to these events, God bless them, who would have trouble buying a Slurpee on their own. They're not comfortable in social situations.
Show you how it's done.
Anyway, most of us take for granted. And I've seen people who will see a young person struggling with horrible anxiety, and they'll go up and put their arm around them and stay in. You go sit down, I'll stay in your line, you go take your member, step outside. Are you kidding me? It is just the most precious thing to be part of. So on behalf of all of us who are elected into this, thank you for not only allowing us to be part of this, we're including everybody who has a pulse, who wants to be here. It's a really big deal that you guys have set the bar at a place where everybody can be here.
Now, if the whole world could be just like this, it would be a great place to be.
Good for you.
Now, do you guys watch any of the Olympics? The Olympics just finished up.
Maurice You used to be a platform diver, didn't you?
Yeah, I know, I used to take dives on my platform shoes. I couldn't balance on that. I used to walk into dives.
Oh, you used to perform at dives.
I did perform many times.
Yeah, you're
Stand-up comedy years. Now, so here's one of the big differences between one of the genius, one of the same. He's the biggest sports fan in the world. I was born without the sports gene. He's a big car guy. You know, just knows everything about cars.
I'm just a typical boy.
I only sold them on TV. I know nothing about a car. That goes, we go over here and it stops.
So he's the fun one, and you're the serious one.
I'm very serious. I have absolutely no hobbies.
What was
They
that?
basically keep me in a box at home with plastic wrap. It's not going to go work down in the home studio. They let me out. I go down and go, 2016 Lexus GS. There's no going back. Single existence. And then I go back up.
He won't, you know, he won't sing his own praises and toot his own horn, but Mo is cosplaying as a man entering his golden years who lives a life of quiet desperation. But I think it's spot on.
Golden years.
We're starting to be right now.
Don't let
Hanging on
anyone
to
tell you
quiet
I'm taking you nowhere.
Listen, hanging on to quiet desperation is the English way. Time's done.
That's right, it is.
The song is over. That's Maurice.
Isn't that great?
Sorry. I had to get it out of my system because I was just up in the green room. And the shadows at the next station.
shadows?
It's the one place I can't, because I can constantly break out in the shadow. And it was the one place I couldn't, so I was like, somebody even said the word, you know, well, this is a great comment, I want to go. You're getting me William Shatner impression overflow, sorry.
Before I go into the audience and do Q&A, this was my question about the Olympics.
Yes.
What do you think Pinkie would medal in, and what do you think Green would medal in?
Pinkie would medal in my class.
And then you get out of the meeting, that's what
I am representing the entire world of people who are really excellent baton drummers. So I drum the baton. That's what I do.
I would medal in infundibulator doing ski events. I don't know why infundibulator just strikes me as the ultimate take over the world device. I don't know what it does.
I like the Olympic walking. And I remember as a kid, I thought that was a joke.
The ski walking, the ski walking. You gotta get the hips, the arms.
They're really fast. And I thought it was a joke, so I just really enjoyed it. God bless, it's like 30 miles later in the swing.
It's difficult.
And they give medals for them?
Yes, mentals for that. Yeah, one or two mentals. But anyway, because I've always played organized sports, I'm so impressed with any athlete who gets to that level. The amount of dedication, time, heartbreak, and the young lady from our U.S. gymnastics team, they go back and forth for the bronze medal.
Yeah.
It's that important.
Yeah.
You know, no, it's quite remarkable to see anybody perform at that level.
Well, I mean, you guys are performing at a high level too.
Well,
I mean,
performance
don't
is
discredit yourself, don't discredit yourself. You guys are performing at a high level too.
I don't know.
It's just very different.
Performance is strong.
Performance is very strong. Preform.
We've managed to somehow fool Hollywood for 40 plus years. So come on out, it's no big deal.
I'm literally coming up on my 40th anniversary in this business.
Yeah?
Yeah. Put me on the pasture yet. We have 20 new Futurama episodes.
Oh, man. By the way, he won't do this because, and you don't tell about mine. He won 2 back-to-back primetime Emmys.
then it was resurrected as DVD movies, and then canceled again. And then it was resurrected on Comedy Central, and then canceled again. And now on Hulu. They just stop canceling it. Leave us on the air. So
he's the real deal.
We got new stuff coming for this summer. We're dropping 10. Next summer, the summer after that. But I have to say, yes, it's a big honor to win those awards. But I always wanted one. I did get nominated, but I never won one for Pinkie and the Brain. But my friend here is.
I still know.
No, I wasn't nominated that year.
You weren't?
I wasn't nominated the next year. And I think they were trying to, maybe make a box set or something.
Well,
but this gentleman won the daytime Emmy for his material, Pinkie on Pinkie.
Yeah,
And
that
has anybody come to your house and take it away from you?
No, not yet.
All right.
And Emmy is $6 will get your freaking cappuccino. But the story about that is because, this shows you how connected I am with Maurice and how much deep respect I have for his talent and his friendship. The night I won, I didn't thank him.
I completely forgot.
I totally forgot that it was on TV, and Tom Bergeron and Whoopi were my presenters. And as soon as I got done, I was starting to walk off stage and look back, and I just happened to look at Whoopi and said, "Oh my God, I forgot to thank Maurice." She said, "You can't go back out there now." So
And she watched you bring it 10 forward, and you were. So that's the Star Trek.
I left him a message. Maurice was actually on the bridge ready to jump off.
You'll be making up for it for the rest of your life, right? We'll start with questions because I see some people are lined up over here. We'll start over here on our left.
Great.
Do we have questions? Is anybody curious? Yellow?
Great. The question generally is, how the hell did you assholes find a way to live here?
Hello, lovely top hat, sir.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Yes.
Pretty much with Pinkie, a lot of times it comes off, the writers are just giving him extra stuff to say. But then you get episodes like Pinkie Point of View, or the time Brain gave him the chance to try to take over the world, and you see all the connections that Pinkie is making in his mind. How do you change your performance between, I'm just trying to throw energy into this wacky line, to actually showing that Pinkie has a thought process behind what he's putting out?
We have no monitors up here, so
It was really hard to hear
the
you.
audience probably heard you terrifically. I couldn't hear you. Could you restate your question and just the core of your question? Just a little
I'm so
slower.
sorry, everything's bouncing around in here. We can't. Are you speaking Esperanto? Because
It's not him, it's the sound set.
I've got my copy of Hooked on Stupid.
I don't think Pinkie's
I'm sorry. Try again.
Alright. No, I tried that. They failed. I think everybody hears me better this way.
Hang on, I'm coming to you.
Okay. See,
It was hard to bounce.
I don't make myself.
Thank
feel
you.
myself. What Maurice doesn't know is that we've got a lot of people from his past life.
So he's saying that the gentleman is asking what is the connection? You've seen episodes like the Pinkie Point of View, where we see Pinkie's where we're thinking he's thinking, and his thought processes, and what sort of attention is paid to that in terms of the writing and or your performance, how Pinkie makes connections. Is that close enough?
Thank you.
All right.
How Pinkie makes it, and I wish that it were that sophisticated. It's not false modesty, I'm good at my job, but I don't draw them and I don't write them. And we had magnificent writers on Pinkie and the Brain. So what happens is when you've got a literally laugh out loud script, then my job is easy. I find places that I can do my Pinkie, as it were, and I'm pretty good at following the logic of the script. We have an excellent director, Andrea Romano, and so I don't think that once we got rolling, we didn't have any issues in trying to figure out how this connection was made between Pinkie's thought processes. It was just, it's like, look, a shiny object. I mean, it's
Yeah, they knew that he was a little ADD, and they knew that he had a different way of looking at things. Gordon Bresack, my late friend, he wrote the Pinkie POV episode. I've been telling you that he's writing this episode, and he said, I'm just going to do, everything's going to occur inside Pinkie's head. And I said, well, that sounds really fascinating and great. I did not know when they animated it, and he wrote this in the script, that we would all see down the edge of Pinkie's
down the nose,
so you literally could see behind his eyes, and when the brain is explaining the plan, obviously it just becomes like, Charlie Brown parents. And Pinkie just sees brain morph into a rhinoceros, and then it makes perfect sense how Pinkie thinks. And, a tribute to Gordon that he could actually write in Pinkie thinking.
And when Maurice went to the brain, would say, pi 3.14 ... Pinkie looks like he's looking at a pie.
Yeah.
It's a big slice of pie. So,
and life is a big slice of pie.
It is.
And life is going to bring sweetheart. There we go.
If life's a bowl of cherries, why am I in the pits? Okay.
Yes.
Totally did answer your question.
All right, can you hear me? I'm talking like this. Is it good?
If you go slowly.
All right. So my name is Tim Weber.
Hello, Tim.
I know you have the show Talking Tunes, and one of the famous segments on it is where you do different movie monologues with characters that you voiced in the past or that you do impressions of, and so on and so forth. So my question is, do either of you ever do that on just a daily basis? Like you're like, I wonder what it'd be like if Pinkie and the Brain did scenes from Willy Wonka or scenes from Lord of the Rings. Is that something that you just do for fun, just around the house or whatever?
Well, we unlike our characters, we don't live in the same cave.
Don't think I haven't tried.
But, we do a show at a lot of these cons. I know that we're doing it this weekend. They're called Twisted Tunes.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. And he recasts, things like Willy Wonka. My favorite was when we did Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I don't call it A New Hope because I'm old enough to remember that I went to a movie theater 4 times, and the words A New Hope never showed up on the screen. It was just called Star Wars. It was a dark time in the galaxy. And, one of the things he had was, we just recast it, and I got to be Yosemite Sam the first time we see Princess Leia. So the holograms were drinking out of R2D2, and I was going, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi! You're my only hope! Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi! You're my only hope!" I did that like 72 times on repeat. Lost my voice when the audience lost their minds. But I love that kind of miscasting thing. We did a comedy festival in San Francisco called Sketch Fest, and Cole Stratton, the guy who ran the place, thought it would be great to give us Who's on First. Pinkie and the Brain, Cat Abbott and Costello. It was really fun. Oh gosh, we haven't performed it in so long.
Woo!
Our friend Randy Rogel, who wrote Countries of the World song,
Yeah.
for Maurice.
Yeah, so after, we're going to try, again, forgive us if we don't do it perfect. So after Rob sings, the countries of the world, I come out and I go, stop the music, stop the music.
What is it, Randy?
That Yakko's old song has got me thinking, if we're going to take over the world, Pinkie, we have to take over every one of those countries. But which one do we take over first? United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama?
I don't know about you, friend, but I'm feeling hungry.
Hungary. How about Turkey?
Ooh, turkey sounds great.
So we should start with Turkey then.
Yes, I like turkey.
Not Hungary.
No, not after we have turkey.
When will we go for Hungary?
Everybody wants to be hungry.
Well, that's beside the point. Pinkie. The Hungarians like it. Who? The Hungarians. They like being hungry.
They do.
Yes.
And why do they like being hungry?
Because they're Hungarians.
Just because they're Hungarian doesn't mean they have to be hungry.
Of course, that's what else would be.
They can be not hungry.
That would make them Bulgarians.
You mean to tell me that they've got turkey right in front of them and they'd rather be hungry?
Yes.
Well, that's just crazy.
Why? They've been hungry for 1,000 years.
1,000 years? Yeah, they must be really skinny, don't they have to eat?
It's a simple question. Of course they eat.
So then why are they still hungry?
Because
They're
Hungarians. All right, forget about it.
I will forget about hungry after we have turkey. Or chili too, I like chili.
Chile. Yes, in South America, between Argentina and Bolivia.
Seems like a bloody long way for chili, but okay.
Do you think Chile is a better choice than Turkey?
I think either one is better than being hungry.
Why?
Because who wants to be hungry?
The Hungarians.
Okay, let's say I'm Hungarian.
All right.
And I'm hungry.
You mean your country is?
My country?
Yes, your country is hungry.
The entire country is hungry?
Yes.
So all of us are hungry?
Yes.
All right, let's say we sit down in front of a huge meal and we eat until we are full.
All right.
Then we wouldn't be hungry anymore.
Why not?
Because we just ate!
You're still going to be hungry.
Even after turkey and chili?
Hungarians are always going to be hungry, Pinkie. They're proud of that.
They're proud of me.
Absolutely. And why shouldn't they be?
But we can still have turkey?
That's the plan.
Oh, thank goodness.
And now, Pinkie, let's think of how to prepare for all of this.
I don't know how they prepare it, as long as they don't put it in grease.
Greece. In Southern Europe, across Italy.
Can't find grease any closer.
Oh no, that's where Greece is.
Right, well, then just don't have them put our turkey in grease.
That's ridiculous. You can't put turkey in grease.
Olive Garden does it.
Pinkie, it would be impossible to pick up turkey and drop it into grease. It wouldn't fit.
Oh, don't be silly, Ray. People put the turkey in grease all the time. Well, it isn't very good for you.
This conversation is not very good for me, Pinkie. Hungry, grease, chili, turkey. What next?
Can we serve on China?
And the end. Next question.
Over here, hi. Oh, a little one. Hi.
Who is brave?
Scared yourself.
Last one.
That's coming down. And this is
Yes, Pinkie.
My new friend Delilah would like to know who is your favorite person? I told you, Delilah.
For having such a sweet demeanor and a lovely voice, and for asking such a nice question. And after that, it's Paulse.
Thanks.
Yes. Adorable.
Thank you, Delilah. You can help us take over the world.
Delilah. Forgive me, Delilah. I just couldn't take it anymore. Yes.
Look, you see how your fans, they span generations?
Generations.
Generations.
We've got grandkids of the people who watched the show in the 90s.
Yeah.
Who were the moms and dads who sat on the couch watching with their kids because the show was written for both those levels. Steven Spielberg wanted a show that, like the original Warner Brothers cartoons that were in theaters, They were, you know, especially in the post-war era, they were putting those cartoons in front.
Yeah.
They were trying to give people as much entertainment as possible to their one home. And so what about cartoons were always with an adult sensibility, but kids could enjoy them too. And this is what was the mandate for Animaniacs and Pinkie and the Brain. And so we have, you know, we've got older folks, older than me even, coming to the show, and they're showing the show on streaming to their little grandchildren. So we've got 8-year-olds and 78-year-olds.
And I love that writing because as an adult now and a parent now, when I was young and some of the jokes go over your head, and you rewatch it, you go, oh, that's what they meant by that. You know, so those little magic moments are they continue on even as you grow up and you reflect and look back and go, oh, that's why that was funny. I thought it was funny then, but I didn't know what it actually meant, and now
The
I
Donner Party joke from the Christmas special. You know, I didn't have any idea about the Donner Party. I was very ignorant of that. But, you know, we dared the audience to get it. And when I found out what the Donner Party was
Yeah, like saying fingerprints. Yeah, I don't think so.
we'll go back to this side of it.
this side of the room.
Okay, this is for either of you. What's something you always keep in your actor's toolkit?
Something you always.
In your actor's toolkit, what do you always keep handy in there before you do the job?
What is something you always keep in your actor's toolkit?
What's something I always do to my actor's toolkit? Okay,
Heroin.
floss.
Guys, just kidding.
Dental floss. Before they go in and have fresh breath. No, my actor's toolkit. I just always try to come from a place when I'm auditioning and when I'm at the job of remembering that I'm there to make somebody else's day better. I don't go into an audition going, true, I really need this job. I need this job. I go in going, let me give the casting director a laugh, you know, because they're having a hard day, they're trying to find, it's not that they don't want me to have the job, they want me to be the guy.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they want the next person to see.
You make their job
solve
easier.
their problem. They've been given a challenge. Find the right actors for these parts. So, you know, they're not there with the, you know, the hand up going, you can't come in here. They're going, please be the one so we can stop looking. And so I just go in to have fun. I certainly could go in prepared because that's the best way to give them a show. Because I do whatever I'm doing for them. And then when I come into, you know, if I'm on that service plane, if you will, as opposed to a self-obsessed plane, I find that it works better. And I tend to forget about, you know, instead of obsessing, did I get the job, I tend to carry on with my day and go and have lunch. And you know, surprise, surprise, sometimes the phone rings. You know that thing you read for 3 weeks ago? You booked it. So there you go. You know, otherwise I could be gnawing on my fingers going, oh, they're gonna call, they're gonna call, they're gonna call. So that's my little thing I keep it with.
Yeah, it's pretty much ditto. The worst thing that happened to me when I got to LA and started working were residual checks. Because as soon as I got a check for doing something that I had a blast doing, I thought, oh man, this is, now you're talking. If I get 10 more of these this year, I am gonna be. So I go and go, okay. Just, if you get this, and I would forget that it's about right now, not putting the cart way before the horse. And I've learned really a lot about being in the moment, you know. And as Mo said, you put everything else out of your mind, you do your thing, and you walk in, you might see 50 people on that day, but there are 5,000 others who didn't get the call to audition. So we've already won. And then both of us have gotten jobs years later because we weren't right for what we auditioned, but we gave a very clever reading, and somebody is now at Disney and used to be at Warner Brothers, and they say, hey, Mo, remember when you did this? Great, and then you got a job years later. So
yeah, you'll find people who say to you, I'm looking for something for you. You know, so it's not that you're not good enough for the job, maybe you just weren't right for the job. They might have wanted, you know, like I came very close to a show back in the late 80s called Moonlighting. I literally was one of 3 that was going to do chemistry read on the Monday after I read on the Friday. And I was eliminated just before the chemistry read phase. And it went to a guy named Bruce Willis. But there was another actor, and if you look online now, you can see his audition against Bruce's. He was very good too, and he looks like my older brother of that time, because I was about 28, he was about 34, and that other actor was like, I thought it was me for a second. So you know, they just kind of got rid of the younger guy because the age difference was going to be. They knew they wanted Sybil Shepherd, and the age difference was going to be too much. So I never take these things personally. The fact that I got to be in the last 3 people in this show called Moonlighting means I must be kind of decent at my job.
Yeah.
So I just keep going on. So.
And building connections is a great way, I think, to find jobs. Even on radio is the same way. Building connections, somebody knows you. That's how I got my job here working at FanExpo. Was because I worked in radio and somebody knew me and said, hey, you should bring that girl on. And then I was like, wait, what? Somebody should have me? So I
like that all the
really
time.
do. And I was a good attitude, hard work. I mean, those kinds of things definitely to show.
If it comes down to looking a genius with a bad attitude and just a really talented guy who's got a fantastic attitude who's fun to work with, they're gonna forgo the genius. And you know, unless that genius is already putting butts in seats in the theater, they're gonna pick the guy that's gonna make the job fun.
Have fun with it.
You know, always be easy to work with.
We have time for one last question, but don't worry, we will be here all weekend long, right guys?
Yes. We do have our table and ask questions. I'll post it in person.
Yeah. Come on and see us, man. You ain't got to buy nothing. Just come and say hi. And we're just so thrilled to be here.
But we won't say no if you.
If you want to.
Okay, so you have.
All right, yes. Is that bananas on your shirt, sir?
Yes, it is.
Yes, bananas.
Or you just have to see us.
What was it like coming back to Pinkie the Brain after the many years gap between the original series run and the series?
For the reboot.
Yes.
The mask actually helped.
Yeah, I actually we're not modulated so we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh,
Say what you think.
well, as you can imagine, it was spectacular. And the thing that is, I think, most rewarding on several levels. A, you know, you work with people who are your family. Tress, Mo, Jess, myself. We've known each other for a really long time. I've known Tress since she was a cocktail waitress in the Rio Del Rey. She's now the most prolific female voice talent in the history of Hollywood.
Boy, she.
Yeah, and deservedly so. But the thing that was so great is that when the reboot became a possibility, from the get-go, Mr. Spielberg said, just so you guys know, it's going to be Mo, Tress, Jess, and Rob.
Like he pitched it. He went to the 4 screeners, pitched the show along with other people, of course. But he went into the pitch meeting. Imagine that you're sitting there as the president of Hulu and Steven Spielberg walks into your office because he really believes in this show, and then he pulls out our 8x10s and says, we don't recast these forwards. These are our originals, and if we're going to give people back their childhood, we're going to give it back to them with the original voices. And Steven went to bat for us in that way, because everyone wants to recast everything now.
Yeah, in fact, Maurice used to say, you know what's going to happen? They're going to have Peter Dinklage be the brain and Russell Brand be Pinkie.
And I will be happy to, be on the hotline to get talk off the ledge. So, that was great. First day of work, we realized that,
Check this out.
we realized we were coming in, that we were actually going to get paid to be these characters again, not just do them at a, festival or a con or something like that. And so I thought, I had one Pinkie t-shirt, and I knew my pal here had just gone through cancer treatment for throat cancer, and I wanted to support and not make it be about me, so I wore my Pinkie t-shirt, and he gets out of his car, parked in front of on the Waters lot, and he's got a brain t-shirt.
What are you wearing today? I had this lovely little flower print A-line shift. Now I was going to wear with these Stuart Weitzman espadrilles, but I didn't. I chose to wear the braid.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.